Welcome to the finale of the Final Fantasy Cross Terra Wars crossover. And in this part, we're going to go on ahead and get out of this battle by beating up everything with these low-powered weapons. Good news is, the blindside legs actually do some damage. That's all have to do with the fact that I actually increased my strength, and at least they acknowledge I increased my strength. And by they, I mean the developers, who didn't think this through when they made this event. You see, here's the thing. As I mentioned before, you are pretty much low level, and you have to be at the level of the enemies, but at the same time... Oh, by the way, this is Sarah's tech attack, which sometimes will miss if you aren't really locked onto the enemy correctly. Not only Sarah may miss, but Noctis may miss as well. Ironically, this is probably the only way you will be able to damage the enemy, well, completely. So bear that in mind. You're going to be practically relying on that tech throughout the entirety of the game because of this crossover, because you've got such weak-ass weapons.
Nice job.
Takes two. Nice work.
Indeed.
Hiso. Hiso-Hiso. Hiso-Hiso.
We'll sure try.
Oh, not like there's any other way for us to get back home.
Hiso.
Don't thank us yet. Now, what shall we do next?
Hiso-Hiso. Hiso-Hiso.
The Eroder is sealed beyond the Great Barrier.
Got it.
Well, let's head back then.
Hiso-Hiso. Hiso.
Place looks completely different.
That's for sure.
Hiso. Hiso. Hiso-Hiso.
Well, no time to lose then.
Hiso-Hiso.
Of course. I understand all too well how you must feel.
It's hard seeing an outsider come in and wreak havoc on your home.
Hiso. Hiso-Hiso. Hiso-Hiso.
Hiso-Hiso. Hiso-Hiso. Hiso-Hiso.
With pleasure. They said they've prepared a few things for us.
Really? That's great. Well, let's see what they've got then.
And by a few things, the Hiso aliens actually have prepared a trading quest. And by trading quest, I mean you're going to have to find an item, trade it to one Hiso, give it to another Hiso, and then another Hiso, until finally you get a Kingsword. No, I'm not kidding. That is how this is going to work.
Hiso-Hiso.
Now, the last thing you probably will need is a Mega Phoenix. However, that Vettel VX that I have, I'm going to have to give it to... Oh, God, I want to go over to somebody... Well, for somebody in desperate need of medicine, you're certainly dancing the jig to the music. I'm not gonna lie, the music's actually pretty decent for a situation that could be easily fixed. But I meant Verve VX, sorry, my bad. Oh, Verve WX. Why did I say Vettel? I meant Verve WX. So, Verve WX will give you the super restorative, and I think it's this Hiso that wants the super restorative. And you see, it's basically more of a trading quest just to get a weapon that will be powerful enough to do some damage to the final boss of this area. Now we gotta find the person who wants a high ether. You don't want one. And that guy doesn't want one, so I think it is you. The one that's dancing the jig. Oh wait, no, that's Mega Elixir. Nope, nope, nope. I'll get that later. Hey, hey, let me go. I tried to jump because for some reason, yeah, jumping would help. Because I want to try to get a move on. And I think I have a high no, that was high elixir, never mind. I thought it was high ether, never mind. And we're going to have to give the Mega Potion to the one I just talked to. No, not that one. The one over there dancing. This one. Mega Potion. And you, for someone who's desperate for Mega Potion, you are certainly dancing a jig. And this is a Mega Elixir. I do believe you wanted that? No, it's the one over to the right. Ugh, I gotta stop pressing A. But I want to try to jump to make this go by fast, because a trading quest for your weapon is kind of BS if you ask me. If you, honest to God, really wanted us to have weapons, you should have at least let us go into the goddamn menu. But you locked that too! But, after all the trading we've done, we now have the Mega Phoenix, and this is where we're going to get our Kingsword. Ironically, of all the Kingswords, instead of the Buster Sword, or even the Shield, hell, I would have worked with the Shield, we get the goddamn Katana. Why? That thing's worthless! Whatever the case, we've got the weapons we need, and now it's time for us to go over to the Elder and open the barrier. And once we do, there'll be no turning back. So any weapons that you didn't pick up or anything else you didn't pick up, well, you're just SOL. You could take those restoratives over to the battle if you want, but then you'll be out of a Kingsword. The thing is, the Kingsword's powerful enough to do the most damage out of the generic weapons you have, but other than that, well, it'll drain your life.
Ready. Open up.
Hiso-Hiso?
Well, off we go then.
Hiso-Hiso! Hiso!
Alright, now it's time for us to finally meet the Eroder head on and beat this thing once and for all.
See that idea?
And let me assure you, while this thing may look menacing or seem menacing at first due to the description of the Hiso aliens, you'll find out that it's, well, anything but. Oh, and if you happen to find any items, which you probably won't, pick them up. But in the meantime, cutscene and disappointment.
Almost there.
Yeah.
But I feel like we can do this, since we have each other.
Same. Together we just might pull this off.
Might? How about definitely?
Sure, whatever you say. Let's just get this over with. Get back to our own worlds.
Yeah.
Isn't that one of those aliens?
It certainly looks that way, but...
You alright, little guy?
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Stop! Noctis! Get back!
Hey!
mine now. What? Why is there another me? This power is mine.
What's going on? Why are there two of you?
I wish I could tell you. I have no idea. This power is amazing. It's
Hey, who
completely
the hell are
different.
you?
I am God. Soon I shall have dominion over everything in this world. That is why I sought this power and made it mine.
A god? What the hell is she talking about?
What once was yours, now is mine. All mine! What? You stole my power from me? Stole, borrowed, received. Mere semantics.
Wait, so you lost all your power.
I'm not sure. I don't feel any different. Maybe she simply copied my power instead. That's it! Copied! I copied you. And I am all the stronger for it. I must thank you. You made me strong. But you have no place in this world of mine. I shall remove you myself! You're the one who has no place here. Leave this world alone! This world is mine. It's all mine. I am a god!
I think I've heard enough. Let's hurry up and finish her off.
Gladly. Let's do this, Noctis.
And now we meet the Eroder. Arguably the most disappointing fight in this entire crossover. The only way you're gonna actually do the most damage to her is by one, slapping on that Kingsword and doing some serious damage to her. Oh, and don't forget the heal, by the way. As much as the Kingsword is going to be your primary way to actually do some damage to her, remember that Kingsword is actually draining your life. Also, she will summon Shadow Clones to do her dirty work as well, while the Shadow Clones will not have nearly as much HP as she does. The fact that the only reason this boss is hard is because of the fact we have weak-ass weapons is just outright ridiculous. Seriously, I could at least been over with this fight a long time ago if I had the Apocalypse, let alone the Ultimate Blade. But unfortunately, the staff wants this fight to be hard because the rest of the game wasn't really that hard. Well, save for Castle Mark. Sorry if you barely heard me because I was about to have the hiccups there. But the whole point is, as Eroder's health fades, Eroder will constantly summon clones to do her dirty work, and also summon these gravity balls, which will actually chip away at your health. And if you're not close enough to Eroder, the clones will actually come after you, and they will summon shadow balls as well. Like I said before, the tech attack is going to be the only way you're going to be delivering massive damage to her, because it will do blindsides when it hits. See, this is the other disappointing thing. The only reason that it's challenging is because of the fact that now you have more than one to worry about, but at the same time, even without... Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that, folks. I had to stop there for a second. But even without the lock-on feature, it'll still miss. Oh, sorry. Or should I say even with the lock-on feature, it'll still miss the Eroder. And Sarah will sometimes miss the initial hit, which in more ways than one is very annoying. I would say that this is not that hard of a fight, because you can catch her and blindside her every chance you get, and if you happen to catch her clones in the path of a blindside link, they'll be destroyed. She'll just make more, but you just gotta focus on the original Eroder. And that's all you need to focus on. Oh, and sometimes Salvation will actually land criticals. Which, by the way, if Salvation lands criticals, guess what? You'll be looking at between 1,800 and 3,000 damage, depending on the weapon.
All yours.
However, you're supposed to at least reduce her down to half before you even continue. And even then, just like with Arden, oh god, I accidentally target one of the clones. But as I was about to say, just like with Arden, you're not going to be able to beat her after you chip her health down. Not even after the new update, Arden. I'm sorry, but whoever thought that Royal Edition will actually do something to make Arden more difficult, then you're sadly mistaken. The only thing that the new update did to Arden was just raise his difficulty. Meanwhile, Eroder is just garbage. You can power through with healing items that you happen to pick up. Now, if you have no healing items, then Eroder would be a bitch and a half to deal with.
So many of you.
Thankfully, you can step away and your health will regenerate. But other than that, not that hard.
Guess not.
Never! I will never let you out of here alive! This world is mine! And mine alone!
What's going on? Are they fusing?
I'm overflowing with power! This power knows no limits! This boundless power is mine!
I've never seen a monster like her.
Almost like a ghost.
Yeah, not the friendly kind.
At last. The time has come for me to eradicate you once and for all. And I shall create this world. My world.
Like hell you will. We're taking you down and going back to our worlds.
That's right. Your reign of terror ends now.
Let's go, Sarah.
Got it.
Not looking good.
You thought the first battle was easy? Pfft, this is actually easy too. Despite how hard she may look like she's hitting. Nah, she's not hitting that hard. I mean, yeah, she just raised her health back to full. Oh, no, it didn't. It's not back to full. It's only back to half. All you have to do is reduce her down to 70%. You're not going to be able to actually take her down to 0. Or I think it's reduced down to 95% health. But whatever the case, you don't get to land the initial hit on Eroder because that is actually saved for a cutscene. But whatever the case, keep beating her down until you have enough for salvation. Or if you actually unlock that, like the Ascension table node where you take damage then your tech bar actually raises, you'll probably beat this very, very quickly. This is, like I said, a very disappointing boss. And those who thought that she was actually hard, you are sadly mistaken. She doesn't have the shadow clones, she's just more relentless. And this will give you a free time, both you and Sarah, to take the chance to find an opening, use salvation, and stab her in the behind with the tech assaults that you keep using, or the tech attacks that you keep using over and over again. That's what I'm trying to say. But whatever the case, folks, we're almost done, and Noctis is in stasis. Let me swallow an ether and continue on where I last left off. Whatever the case, we're almost finished. She's almost dead. And with that said, just a little bit more and the Eroder is down for the count. Sadly, we're going to have to end the battle with salvation. That's the only way we're going to win. Otherwise, she'll keep wailing on us. Not gonna lie, this was really disappointing to say the least. And there it is. The final blow, the final hit, And the final time, I'll be coming back to Final Fantasy 15 for a good while.
Noctis?
Just Noctis, fine.
Oh, well, in that case, Noct. Thanks to you, I can finally continue on my journey. I am in your debt.
Sure. Hey, you're fading away.
Speak for yourself. I guess this is goodbye.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. What's so funny?
You're a funny guy, you know that?
Well, yeah, but takes one to know one, doesn't it?
I certainly never thought you'd be so sad to say goodbye.
I mean, we've been through a lot together.
I remember when you first looked at me like, what does she drag me into?
One hell of a mess, that's what.
You got me there. And a word of advice, you really shouldn't keep your friends waiting around while you fish.
What? How the hell did you know about that?
The Hiso aliens told me. The wealth of information they've acquired is quite impressive. Magical, even.
And creepy, too.
You really ought to be more honest about the way you feel, Noct. If you don't do it now, you might never get the chance.
Yeah, keep that in mind.
I hope I see you soon, Noct. And thanks again.
Yeah. See you around, Sarah.
Sarah! But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe we are done with Final Fantasy 15 for good this time around. Until I decide to do the DLC. But whatever the case, folks, good news! Dynasty Warriors is back on. It'll be up Thursday, but for now, I'll see you guys Wednesday for part 16 of Pokemon Yellow. I just had to do this just because of the fact that, well, I didn't want to leave a blank slate while I was over here fixing my computer. So with that said, see you guys on Wednesday.